Hey up! Now then, how you doing? Welcome back to the Yorkshire Bike Mechanics YouTube channel. My name's Dave K. I hope you're all well and everything's all right where you are. We're in the middle of Rastrick Woods, which is quite near where I live. It's a beautiful autumnish day, mid-September. The leaves are just changing colour now. It's beautiful in here. And I'm here today to tell you what I think is the best e-bike in the world. And I think it's this. It's my own. It's a Spesh Levo Comp 2023. And I'll explain to you why I think it's the best bike in the world. But for now, let's do a bit of riding. One of the main reasons why I like it, because it's great at doing sketchy shit. Ooh. Now you might not think that's sketchy, but I'm 62 and it scares the pants off of me. So let me show you what other things this bike's good at. No, I'm not sure how many there is of these left where you can actually cross the railway lines over a crossing that's kind of free from barriers or anything like that. Now I've been across this many times, and like anything, you've got to be careful. You've got to keep an eye out for trains coming. There's no trains coming at minute, so we're all right to cross. But like I say, I don't think there's many of these left. Quite frightening, really. As you've seen, this bike is a very capable bike. It's quite happy and very capable of doing some really sketchy stuff if you want it to do it, and it will do it safely and it will do it happily. But the other thing that it's really good for is it'll happily poodle along. So if you want to go out on the canal bank, if you want to go just have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee with your missus or your girlfriend or friends, it's quite happy to do that as well. It's such a versatile, flexible bike. Oh, nearly fell off then. It's really happy at doing most things. So we're going to nip to a cafe, we're going to have a cup of tea, and if there's a bun, I'm going to have a bloody bun and all. Now this is going towards Nature Reserve at bottom of Rastrick Woods. Very popular place. So these are old bridges, and they were used, this area, before it was turned into like a nature reserve. It were a pit, not a pit, yeah, a disposal, but like a recycling pit. A bit, what do they call them? A bloody tip, that's it, a tip. So it were a tip before it became a nature reserve, and all that's been landfilled in now, and it's a lovely place to walk and walk your dogs and stuff like that. This is a history. This is a bit of a history video as well, I've decided. So besides telling you about my favourite bike, I'm going to tell you about where we are as well. Whether you like it or not, you're going to know. So, we're coming across a cafe now, if it's open. You'll never guess who I bumped into, this lovely lady on this boat selling coffees. What's your name?
I'm Holly. Yeah, this is Moonbeam Coffee.
Right, okay. And how long have you been here?
So we've been in Elland for 2 weeks now,
right, okay.
But we've only been in business for about 4 weeks, so we're still
really,
yeah,
so
still
it's
quite
really
new.
new.
Yeah. It's been going really well, and it's fresh coffee, barista style, so
right,
it's a hit on the canal.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
definitely. And there's cakes as well, obviously.
Right. So we've stopped here. I pass this little boat most days because you know I have a bike shop in Soby Bridge. So I pass this little boat, and I always think, if I'm going to get a coffee from there, I'm going to fall in water because it's really low. As you can see there, I can't see any fish, but it's really low to water. But it's a lovely little boat. Look at that, got sandwiches and all sorts in there. It's amazing. Brilliant. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
She's made me a lovely coffee. So I'm going to drink that.
Yeah.
I'm going to drink that. And there's a card. So if you're passing this way, please call into Moonbeam. Look at it. It's beautiful.
With the purple and
yeah,
white.
why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
So I told you I was going to give you a history lesson. Well, we've ridden back up now from the boat. from the little coffee boat, and we've gone back up through Rastrick Woods, and we've come out at the top of Elland, and we've come out at a place called Hawkyard Mink Farm. Now this is an abandoned mink farm, and it dates back to the early 1950s. You can see all the empty sheds and everything else now obviously in ruins. And for decades, mink animals were kept in cages in about 18 sheds, and they were just bred for the furs trade. In the 60s, 70s and 80s, mink were one of the most popular sought after fur choices for the fashion industry. The farm itself was run by a guy called Peter Hawkyard, which is why it's called Hawkyard's Mink Farm. And in September 1997, a huge amount of mink escaped from the farm and proceeded to attack and savage nearby chickens and guinea pigs and whatever else that they could catch. And it was discovered later on that the reason why they got out, it was due to animal welfare activists allegedly broken into the farm and deliberately released the mink. As you can see, it's a massive place, and you can imagine how busy it was with nearly 18,000 mink bred here. And it's a really popular place for riding through. You can actually get out of the top of the old mink farm down into Elland, which is where we're going now. Now this little track takes us off the old mink farm back down into Elland town centre. It's a really narrow, fast little twisty single track. Takes us through gauze this time of year that's really, really sharp. You've got to watch your legs, but it's really quick. And this bike's pretty good at stuff like this because it's fairly light, it's nimble, it's well balanced, and single track is just another thing that this bike seems to be really, really good at. But again, this little path gets a little bit faster down through the trees, and it brings us out at Elland Bottom. So we've just stopped at a lock, and we're just on our way home. Now we're about 2 miles from home, so I thought we'd kind of finish the video off here. I hope it's given you a little bit of an insight as to what this bike can do and what it's capable of. It is a super bike. It's one of my favourite bikes. And to be honest, I couldn't think of another bike to change it for. There's not another bike out there that I'd probably prefer to ride than this one. You know when you get on a bike and it just feels right? Well, this is this bike. It's lovely to work on, it's lovely to ride, it's capable, it'll do anything, it'll pop along canal if you want it to. It's got a 700 watt battery, there's plenty of miles in it. I can't really fault it, to be honest. The only things that I probably want to change, but not now, is the brakes. These are equipped with SRAM codes. I'm not a SRAM code fan. I prefer to either equip it with either Magura's or Hope. I think they're a better brake. I'm not a code fan. But apart from that, I wouldn't change any of it at all. Now, like I said earlier, I think my personal view is I think this is the best e-bike in the world. I really do, and I'm not just saying that. I really do. But if you don't think that, if you've got a bike that you think that beats this hands down for whatever reason, please leave a comment. Please let us know what you think. On that note, I will leave you to it. Thanks for watching. Total Pip.